In Lesson 8, we'll be looking at images from external sources on the web. That is, images that aren't hosted under your site, but live elsewhere on the web and are then placed into your pages. We'll look at how images work on the web in general. I'll talk a bit about why not all images on the web can be used in your pages. I'll show you how to place a Flickr image on your page. And I'll talk a bit about proper attribution and creative ownership. In the last lesson, you learned how to place an image into your site and then place it on one of your pages. That's all well and good, but in many cases you want to use images that already exist on the web, or you might want to host your pages elsewhere. For example, many web designers these days place all their images under Flickr, and then they load them into their page from Flickr. Now, there are many good reasons to do this, maybe most importantly, that Flickr is a very large and fast server, and images are large and heavy files. So if you place the images on your own server, they might load slowly, whereas if they are on Flickr, they load much quicker. It might sound strange that you want to place images onto your page that don't belong to your site, but this is how images on the web work. When you place an image in a page, you're not actually placing the image itself on the page, you're just placing the address of the image on the page. And the browser will see the address, go there, bring the image back and place it onto the page. For this reason, images are called replaced elements. They replace the code as they are loaded. That means there's really no reason why images have to live under your site. They can live anywhere on the web, and you just bring them in as you need. But there's an important distinction here. Even though all the images on the web are technically available for you to place on your page, that doesn't mean you have the right or that you should place any image on your page. That is because all images are creative property. That means someone owns the right to those images, and they are the ones that decide whether or not that image can be placed on a page or not. If you find an image on the web that you want to use inside your page, you have to make sure that the person who owns the rights to that image is okay with you using it on that page. That might not always be the case. Even though it's tempting to grab a photo off, for instance, a newspaper, it doesn't mean you have the right to do so. And even if you have the right to do so, you may have to add proper attribution. I'll show you what that means a little later on. But don't let that deter you from trying to find images that you can use in your web page. Even though this photo of the Vancouver Olympic flame looks great, it doesn't really work with the page that we have because it doesn't relate to the project. I want to replace it with a photo from the actual photo marathon. So before I do anything, I need to delete the image. I'll highlight it and just click delete, and it's gone. Now my good friend John Beeler took a great photo from the last photo marathon we had in Vancouver, and I want to use this photo on my page. Before I can do that though, I have to make sure that John is okay with it. The great thing about Flickr is that they actually leave information about whether or not you can use the photos right on the page. If I scroll down here, you'll see these logos under license. The first one is a little person, and it says attribution. That means I can use the image as long as I give proper attribution. The next one, a $sign with a line across it, says non-commercial. That means I can use the picture as long as I don't earn money from the picture, so I can't resell it. The third one is the share alike button. That means that I can share it and other people can grab it and reshare it as long as they follow the two other rules. I've also talked to John to make sure I'm allowed to use this photo, and he says it's okay. So I can go in here and right click on the image, and then I'll choose what size I want. I want the medium 640 pixel image, and click on it. This brings me to a page where the actual image itself is embedded. I can right click on that image again and copy the image location. What I now copied is an actual URL that points to that image. I can paste it into my address bar, and you'll see it just loads the image itself. This is what I want. Now I can go back into Expression Web, go to Insert, Picture, and From File. Yeah, it sounds weird because this isn't the file that's on my computer, but I can paste in the address to this file, and it'll appear inside Expression Web anyway. I'll click Open. Takes a little while, and then the accessibility properties appears again. Now I want to go back to Flickr and find out the title of this photo that John said. It's 12 by 12 Vancouver. I'll just copy it, paste it in, and then I'll say, by John Beeler. Click OK. And there the image is on my web page, even though it lives on a different page. Now I want to make sure that I give proper attribution to this photo because that's what it said on Flickr. First, I'll make the image itself into a hyperlink that points directly back to the photo on Flickr. So I'll right click and select hyperlink, and then go back to Flickr, find the address, just copy it out of the address bar, and paste it in. I'll set the screen tip, reactivate Expression Web, set the target frame to new window, click OK, and click OK. Now, when someone hovers over this photo, they'll see that it's John's photo, and if they click on it, they'll go directly to Flickr. In addition, I want to add a second line of text to the page itself, attaching it to the photo and saying, this photo was taken by John Beeler. So I'll say photo by John Beeler, and I'll make that whole text a hyperlink pointing to the same place. Okay, reactivate Expression Web, target frame, new window, okay, okay. Now here's something new. When I save this page, it opens this Save Embedded Files window. You'll start seeing this a lot as we move forward. This window basically says, there's something on this page that doesn't actually live on your site. What do you want to do with that element? In this case, it's the photo. And it says, do you want to save the element inside your site? I don't want to do that, so I'll click the image, click Set Action, and set it to Don't Save This File. Click OK, and OK. Now I can go and preview it in my browser, and you'll see the photo appear here. If I hover over it, the attribution is there. If I click on it, I'll go to the Flickr page, and there's also a link on the bottom here, pointing directly to the Flickr page. Now what's interesting with this page you see right now is that whereas all the text and all the elements live on my computer, the photo lives on the internet. And this is what makes internet so great. You can take components from all sorts of places all over the internet and put them together in one page, and they'll all display as long as all the servers work. That means you can mash up many things in one page, like a YouTube video, a photo from Flickr, and text from your own browser. There really are no limits to what you can do. Just remember to always attribute everything to the person who created it. Now you know how to place photos on your own site and insert them into pages, and you know how to grab photos from other sites and insert them into your pages. In the next lesson, you'll learn how to edit photos and use some more advanced functions on them to make them look better.